everyone, and welcome back to another Pick a Card reading with Jennaveve from the Star Spirit Tarot. Today we're going to be talking about self-love and what is standing in the way of us fully loving and appreciating ourselves. We're going to get to the bottom of any blocks that we need to uncover, any actions that we need to take to being able to fully embrace who we are in the Divine Spirit. For pile 1, we've got the Rider-Waite Tarot and the Opal. Pile 2, we have the Psychic Tarot and the Gold Feather. And pile 3, we have the Good Tarot with the Jade Tower. Go ahead, take a moment, pick your deck, and I will see you at your pile. Welcome, pile 1s. We're so glad you are here today. We're going to go ahead, if you picked the Opal and the Rider-Waite Tarot, this is your pile. Going to set these to the side. We're going to get started with a tarot pull and some oracle pulls. And let's see what Spirit has for you today. Go ahead and give these a little shuffle. Hope everyone is doing well today. All right, we've got the 10 of Wands. Just kind of popped right out there. So Spirit, please show pile 1 what is keeping them from standing in their own way when it comes to love. Okay, we also pulled the 9 of Cups and the Empress card. Okay. Pile 1. Be true to yourself. Let go and enjoy. Okay. Use a little shuffle. Those flew out and then flew right back in. Okay, so we've got taking risks. Taking risks. Pleasure. And we have another one that came out with that. Healing chaos. Okay, and lastly, let's see what this is. Commitment. You dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being. Cause and effect. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. Okay, let's take a look at this here. Spirit, channel your message through me to pile 1 collective, please. What is it they need to hear today? What is it they need to hear today? So pile 1, what I'm picking up on for you is that you have had quite a difficult life. Up to this point, there's been so many challenges. It almost seems like one thing after another. And even though there are these challenges that you're facing, you still have the heart of a wisher. You still have these goals and these dreams. I'm getting to show you this image of maybe like a 90-year-old lady who always wanted to dance her whole life, but she had to put things on hold because she underwent very difficult things when she was a child. She had to raise her brothers and sisters, and then before she could pursue any other dreams, she had to go into raising her own family, and time's passing by, more and more years are passing by, and she's getting further and further away from these goals and these visions to dance. Okay, as an example. And that's what I'm picking up on with you, Pile One, is that you have these goals and these dreams, but the burdens have been heavy in your life. And it's almost like just when you think that you might have a moment or a chapter in your life where you can transition, whether that's going back to school, whether that's taking up a new hobby, whether that is traveling, whether that's starting a business, whatever that might be for you, it's like these moments come and you get very hopeful about it, and then just as you get hopeful about it, it feels like it's been kind of taken away, in a sense, that you have to go back to another responsibility or another burden that's been really keeping you bogged down. And it's really caused you to, over the years, become very almost just have a underlying current of being very upset or angry at the world, or maybe even God is what I'm hearing. But it's important to learn balance. Learn balance is what I'm hearing. And what's important for you in terms of being able to love yourself fully, I'm hearing that you need to let go of some of these burdens, that some of these might be overkill, that some of these might be brought on by yourself, and sometimes they can almost be a protective measure. Well, if I'm always taking care of the kids, then I can't go do that dance class that I wanted to because therefore I might fail. Or maybe you might even get started on some things, but then run away from them or quit them, hiding behind these burdens and these commitments that you do have. Because there's no doubt that I'm seeing that you do have obligations and responsibilities in your life. But I think it's important that you are to learn how to delegate those out, to learn how to ask people for help. But it's going to have to come down to giving yourself permission to enjoy that which you want to enjoy. You don't have to shield these burdens by yourself. It's time to get very, very clear on what it is that you want to do and to be true to that. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to start to see things come to fruition so long as you are committed to the balance, committed to balancing out that which is been difficult for you to do so in the past. And it's going to open this whole new world for you where you are literally going to change. You're going to evolve into this beautiful, magnificent human, and that's going to be how you see yourself, because you're going to have this newfound energy in you. It's important to step out in faith and take these risks. It's important to try these things and to not hide behind the burdens, because I'm getting that you're going to succeed. It's all going to be based upon what you're choosing to put in, and then watch what you're going to be getting out, hence with this cause and effect card. If you're going to be committed to something, commit to it. And it doesn't have to be balls to the wall, pardon my language. It doesn't have to be so extravagant in the beginning. You can take the little steps. But it's going to heal this chaos within you. It's going to heal this chaos within you that maybe even could stem back to your childhood. You may have come from a family that you had to have a lot of responsibility from a young age, just as I gave in that example before. But Spirit is calling you to chase your pleasure and to go after it and to delegate out these burdens, these things that are keeping you literally from your wish fulfillment. See what I keep being drawn to these two cards right here, because as you see, the Ten of Wands card, it's all about shouldering the burden. But if you can see, it's almost like a fence, like a wall between him and the Nine of Cups, which is a card about wish fulfillment. So it's like just on the other side of these burdens, you have this potential to have your wishes fulfilled. And with the Empress card, I feel just this calling to nurture these wishes and these desires. You don't have to hate yourself, feeling as though you're, if I may speak bluntly, like a waste of time or talent or energy, because that's not the case. Spirit has given you gifts and talents for a reason. And it's caused you to really, on a lot of levels, have a hard time loving yourself for it, because you're being so hard on yourself and you're beating yourself up that you're not going after what you need to. But it's like you're blaming those burdens. You're blaming those burdens, and it doesn't have to be, I'm hearing that it doesn't have to be as hard as you're making it out to be right now. And before anybody could respond with, well, you don't understand, believe me, I get it. But that's what God created us for, is to be interdependent with other people and to ask other people for help. And that in itself is a form of self-love, to be able to ask for help. So to summarize here, pile one, I think that asking for help is one of the biggest obstacles for you right now in terms of really being able to love yourself. Because in asking for help, you're going to be able to lay down some of the burdens. You're going to be able to nurture your interests, your passions, that which you feel called to do. You're going to find more pleasure in life. You're going to be true to yourself. And you're going to realize that all of these steps is going to give you this self-confidence, this self-esteem that is going to be through the roof. So that is the message that I have for you today, Pile 1. I hope this resonated. Please like, share, subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of the Star Spirit Tarot family. Thank you so much, and take care. Bye-bye. Hi, Pile 2s. Welcome. If you chose the Psychic Tarot with the gold feather, this is your reading for today. Get set up here. We're going to get started with some tarot pulls, and then we're going to pull some oracle cards. Okay. So Spirit, what can we give insight to Pile 2 about in terms of what might be inhibiting them from fully loving themselves? What might be inhibiting them from fully loving themselves? I hope everybody is doing well today. What is inhibiting them from fully loving themselves, Pile 2? And Pile 2. All right, Spirit. Okay, let's see what we got here. Victory and success. Movement, choices, and decisions. And foundation and achievements. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull some oracles. We got here. Trust the divine plan. I'll show that. Trust the divine plan. And think things through. Okay. Healing chaos. Stillness. And release. I love this oracle deck. It's so beautiful. It's called Sacred Destiny by Denise Lynn. It's one of my newer oracle decks, and I love it. It's gorgeous. Okay, we've also got discernment. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. Okay. And willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Okay, Spirit, channel through me. What messages would you love for me to send to our Pile 2 collective today regarding what's holding them back from complete self-love? Okay. Pile 2, for you, I am picking up on the mental battle. I'm hearing that thoughts were given to you when you were a lot younger, telling you how you should feel about yourself, telling you what you should feel about yourself, and you took these thoughts on as if they were the truth. And as life has gone by, you've responded to certain situations, and it's always kind of left you scratching your head as if, why am I responding that way? That doesn't make sense. I just kind of reacted. It's because that you're having these thoughts that are so automatic within your system that they're telling you and reminding you that you're unworthy. I know that you're, or what I'm seeing is that you are aware of these thoughts, but they become so automatic, it's almost as if you just don't know how to stop them because it's hard to even recognize that you're thinking them. And I'm also hearing that you may have spent some time and serious money on like therapy or maybe even a lot of tarot readings, trying to get to the bottom of why you think this certain way that you do. But I'm here to tell you that Spirit has a direct message just for you. And that is He wants to renew your mind. He wants to renew your mind. First of all, I'm hearing with Trust the Divine Plan, release any anger that you may have had towards people. And I'm hearing parents. That may resonate with some of you, but it doesn't have to be. It could be teachers, it could be pastors, it could be other family members that may have spoken negative things over you and about you. But I'm hearing it's time to release the people from that responsibility. If they have spoken anything negative, practice forgiveness. Because Spirit God wants to give you a new mind, a renewed mind with the truth. In that regard, that requires changing our thinking, changing our thoughts, which I'm drawn to this Think Things Through card, which at first glance might mean, think things through before making a decision. But the way I'm drawn to this one with you, Pile 2, is that you are to think things through in the sense of think about what you're thinking about. And pray for the awareness, the continued awareness, because I do feel that you already are aware. And it's almost as if, so on this top row, what I'm seeing is that you have had some success over this. You have had some victory over this, but it is still a battle. It is still a struggle. And it requires everyday choices of which voice that you're going to listen to, which voice you're going to believe. Are you going to believe the negative thinking of the past, or are you going to renew your mind with the truth of God. Well, God wants you to do just that. And it's going to build a very positive foundation for you. Now, see, this card is here because you're going to succeed. We've got a success card and foundation and achievements card. And right in the middle, we've got movement, choices, and decisions. It's like to bring these two together, to bring victory and success with our thinking, and to bring a solid foundation and achievement together, you're going to need to do three things. You're going to move, you need to move, you need to choose your thoughts, and you're going to need to decide and to commit to that. Okay? And then this bottom row here, what I'm seeing is instructions for just how to do that. Because we do have two kind of opposite cards here. One's calling for movement, but one's calling for stillness. I think those are both important. I think that there needs to be a balance between those two. The movement is going to, and I'm thinking in terms of exercise, even just taking a walk, communing with God, taking a walk and asking God, okay, God, what do you want me to think about myself right now in this moment? Can you show me your truth? And God will show you as you become still. So it's a 2-for-1 kind of thing. But I'm also hearing meditation. And meditation plus this movement is going to bring healing to the chaos that's in your mind, and it's going to bring release of those old stinking thinking. That's what I like to say. Your discernment is going to grow. You're going to be able to hear which thoughts are supportive of your self-love and which thoughts are detrimental to your self-love. And as long as you have the willingness to go through the process, you're going to come out successful. So ask yourself, how would you speak to somebody that you loved? And grant yourself the same grace. If you're thinking thoughts in your head about being too this or too that, too stupid, too lazy, too fat, I don't even like saying those things out loud because they are so negative and they're murderous. They kill spirit. And if we're thinking those things about ourselves, then we're basically killing ourselves every time we think thoughts. And if you are in the process of almost like a suicide, how are you going to love yourself? So you need to ask yourself what thoughts you need to be thinking. You need to ask God what thoughts it is that you need to be thinking, and to bring more of that into your process. I'm hearing affirmations, subliminal affirmations. Those are all very, very helpful. I've done those before, and I laughed at it so much in the beginning. I thought it was the cheesiest. I thought it was more cheesy than the dairy section at the supermarket. But let me tell you what, that stuff worked. And one day I just felt positive thoughts just popping in my head automatically, and I'm like, whoa, where did those come from? Because we've got to change our thought process, and you've got to be able to see that you are a gift from God. You're God's child. You're the universe's creation. God has brought you forth for great and mighty things, and it's time to believe that about yourself and to think that about yourself and to get rid of all these negative thoughts. So just to recap, what's keeping you from more self-love is the stinking thinking. But just as those thoughts become implanted in our head, they could be removed and new thoughts can be planted in there. And that's what I encourage you to do, pile 2. So that is the message that I have for you today. If this resonated, please like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell for notifications. I'd love to see you again at the next reading. Take care. Bye-bye for now. All right, pile 3, welcome to your pile. If you picked the Good Tarot deck and the Jade Tower Point, this is your reading. We'll go ahead and pull some tarot cards and then some oracle cards. As Spirit God, I lift up pile 3, and I pray that you will just send a message to them as far as what is inhibiting them from self-love, what's standing in their way, anything relevant you want to say today, Spirit. I pray that you speak through me as a channel to communicate your divine messages and to speak through these cards. Okay. Angels, spirit guides, come forth. What is it inhibiting? What I keep saying, intimidating. Oh God, it's not even a word. Okay, here we go. Okay, pile 3. Alright. So pile 3 for you. We have Fortune's Wheel. 9 of Fire, which is 9 of Wands. I love this deck so much. For any tarotistas out there, this is the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid, and it is amazing. And 5 of Air. 5 of Air is the 5 of Swords. You might have a bit of a hot temper, pile 3. Let's see what we got in terms of oracles. Okay. What you got, Spirit? Let's see what we've got. Do all things in moderation. Balance is going to be big in this spread, I can tell you. Live your soul, not a role. Okay, let's see what we've got. This is our Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Lynn. It's a beautiful deck. It's one of my newer decks, and I just am in love with it so much. Okay. Alright, we've got openness. Got love. And action. Action, love, and openness. And lastly, whoa, those ones just flew out. Expression. And, well, let's read it here. Expression. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Yes. Okay. Virtue. You acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. Okay, very nice. Okay. Spirit God, allow me to be an instrument of your communication. I'm getting the word emotions here. I'm getting the words emotions. So in terms of what is keeping you from fully loving yourself, it's to learn about what even that means, what love means. You know, you literally have the love card here, which I see you wanting to love yourself and trying to. You know, maybe you've heard of this being more like a buzzword. I mean, I know I have when I go out to like metaphysical shops or bookstores or wherever, you know, and you just see these shelves lined full of just how to love yourself, ways to love yourself, self-love, self-love, self-love. And it's kind of like, okay, I better get on that train, you know. I mean, who wouldn't want to love themselves? But it's harder than it seems. It's harder than it seems, because what I'm seeing with you, pile 3, is that you're very, very hard on yourself in terms of situations that come up, and some of them might end up in conflict. As I mentioned before, you might be a little bit hot-tempered, and you might have a fighting spirit in you. Take that as it resonates. It might be a physical fighter, it might be a verbal fighter, but it's as though you're on the defense. And as a result, it makes you appear as though you're on the offense, if that makes sense. It's like you put up this wall that says, I'm not going to let anybody hurt me, so I'm going to hurt them first. And that may only resonate with a few of you, but I'm hearing this message pretty clearly, that it's time to lay down the weapons of words, maybe fists, and come to this place of love. I'm hearing, there was once a very wise person who told me, in order to forgive your enemies, try getting on your knees every night for 2 weeks and praying for them everything that you want for yourself. And it is through those moments of prayer that your heart begins to change and you begin to experience truly what love is. And I want you to give yourself and those other people, pile 3, an opportunity of love. But the truth is, we can only love others when we love ourselves first. So that brings us kind of back to the drawing board of how to love ourselves. You know, we have this expression card, which to me is almost like a literal interpretation, that we need to find ways, pile 3, to get out of this cycle of conflict. Okay, we need to find a way to get out of this cycle of conflict, and in such, we need to find a way to express ourselves without coming into those conflict places, the places of conflict. I see you as a strong person. I see you as a person that's full of virtues, but sometimes the what's the word? Oh gosh, what escapes me for a moment? The candle burns very quickly, you know, the fire ignites really quickly with you, and as such, it's almost like you keep finding yourself in these situations again and again, and it's very difficult to find a way to balance those feelings out. I see you as struggling with being a little closed off. It's almost like you have 2 emotions. You know, there might be a sadness, and then there might be an anger. And it seems to be a cycle that just keeps going around and around. And that you've wanted to know how to break out of that so you can live a healthier, more stable life. I think that this do all things in moderation card has to do with emotional moderation. You know, we all get angry, we all get upset, we all get sad, we all get happy, we all get joyous. But we don't want to swing from one end to the other in extremes. We want to have a balance, and we want to be able to handle those emotions healthily when they come to us. I think that sometimes you might get stuck in a place of maybe feeling like people are backing you into a corner. You know, it's like they expect certain things of you, and it can just shut you down. And that could also be a result of your conflicts too. But once you get tapped into what your soul is, to what your soul is, to who your soul is, you're going to be able to live that soul purpose more. And that also is going to bring about more love for you. Spirit, what other messages do you have for pile 3? I feel this has been happening for a while with you, pile 3. You know, it might be time to maybe even enlist the help of others. Maybe you've been so closed off you have had a hard time trusting anybody with talking things through, whether it's even a friend or a family member that you trust, or maybe even a therapist or a counselor, just to kind of start taking that action and getting this stuff out and exposed. Because once your emotions are going to be able to settle down, you're going to start learning how to love yourself. Because you won't be so upset or angry at yourself all the time. You'll be able to practice more self-care because you won't feel yourself shutting down as a result of things that have happened. Yeah, the more I look at this openness card, you know, it could have a picture of kind of anything on there, you know, a door that's open, a lock that's open, you know, anything could be symbolic. But in this particular one, they have a moon. And symbolically, the moon in the tarot has to do with secrets and fears and an inner knowing, and oftentimes one that people don't want exposed. But I think that Spirit is calling you to start to do that, to take action, because you'll be able to see what love is once you start this process of healing yourself, balancing your emotions, praying for yourself, praying for other people. You're going to start to see this conflict disappear and these cycles start to end. You're going to find much more stability, and that's going to help you to take care of yourself more and therefore love yourself more. So just to recap, the things that might be standing in your way, pile 3, are some emotional cycles that really need to be leveled out, that really need to be moderated. And I just encourage you to take that, to just trust. Even if you have a hard time trusting people, trust God, trust the universe, and keep reminding yourself of that, and allow God and the universe to open you up to an experience where you're starting to let love in by finding a more balanced state of being. So that is what I have for you, pile 3. Let me know if that resonates. And please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. I'd love to see you again on a future reading. Thanks so much. Goodbye for now.